Chapter 63. The Masonic Secrets Illustrated. The Emblems and Secrets of 33 Degrees. Preparation for first or entered apprentice degree. The candidate, having satisfactorily answered the questions on page 95 through 6 and paid the initiation fee, is prepared for initiation as follows. The deacons or stewards strip him to his shirt or drawers. His drawers must be exchanged for a pair furnished by the lodge, which fastens with strings. The left leg of these is rolled up a knee. If his shirt does not open in front of it, is turned around, and if there are metal buttons or studs on it, they are removed. The left sleeve of his shirt is rolled up above the elbow, and the left side of his shirt is tucked in so that the left leg, left foot, left arm, and left breast are bare. A slipper is put on his right foot, a hoodwink over his eyes, and a small rope called a cable tow is put once around his neck. Page 487. The candidate can enter the apprentice obligation. See page 106. Every Mason is under an obligation to obey the laws of the Lodge and the Grand Lodge. The obligation which makes the Mason and the difference between one Mason and another consists simply in the fact that one keeps his obligation better than another. An obligation is an essential part of the degree. The due guard of an entered apprentice hold out left hand with palm up, a little in front of the body, height of hips. Next place right hand horizontally over the left, 2 or 3 inches above it. Sign of an entered apprentice made from due guard by drop left hand to side, raise right arm, and still open, and draw hand quickly across the throat, being next to the throat. Then hand drops to side. Enter the apprentice sign without due guard. Draw open right hand across the throat, thumb next to the throat. Enter apprentice grip. Grasp hands as an ordinary handshake and press ball of thumb hard against the knuckle joint of each other's forefinger. Entered apprentice word, Boaz, which is the name of the grip. For mode of giving this word, see page 113. The working tools of an entered apprentice are the 24-inch gauge and common gavel. The 24-inch gauge is an instrument used by operative masons to measure and lay out their work, but we, as free and accepted masons, are taught to make use of it for the more noble and glorious purpose of dividing our time. It being divided into 24 equal parts, it is emblematical of the 24 hours of the day, which we are taught to divide into three parts, three equal parts, whereby are found 8 hours for the service of God and a distressed, worthy brother, 8 for our usual vocations, and 8 for refreshment and sleep. Mickey's Ritualist, page 38. The common gavel is an instrument made use of by the operative masons to break off the corners of rough stones, the better to fit them for the builder's use. But we, as free and accepted masons, are taught to make use of it for the more noble and glorious purpose of divesting our hearts and consciences of all the vices and superfluities of life, thereby fitting our minds as living stones for that spiritual building, that house not made with hands. Eternal is the heavens. Refer to Keys Ritualist, page 38. The jewels of a lodge. A lodge has 6 jewels. 3 of these are immovable and 3 movable. The immovable jewels are the square, level, and plumb. The square inculcates morality, the level equality, the plumb rectitude of conduct. They are called immovable jewels because they are always to be found in the east, west, and south parts of the lodge, being worn by the officers in those respective stations. Refer to Mackey's Ritualist, page 57. The movable jewels are the rough ashlar, the perfect ashlar, and the trestle board. The rough ashlar, the perfect ashlar, and the trestle board. The rough ashlar is a stone as taken from the quarry in its rude and natural state. The perfect ashlar is a stone made ready by the hands of the workmen, to be adjusted by the working tools of the fellow craft. The trestle board is for the master his designs upon. By the rough ashlar we are reminded of our rude and imperfect state by nature. By the perfect ashlar that state of perfection at which we hope to arrive by a virtuous education, our own endeavors, and the blessing of God. And by the trestle board, we are also reminded that as the operative workman erects his temporal building agreeably to the rules and designs laid down by the master on his trestle board, so should we, both operative and speculative, endeavor to erect our spiritual building agreeably to the rules and designs laid down by the supreme architect of the universe in the great books of nature and revelation are our spiritual, moral, and Masonic trestle board, referred to Matthew's Ritualist, page 58. Page 92, the point within a circle. Lodges were anciently dedicated to King Solomon, who was said to be our first most excellent grand master. But Masons professing Christianity theirs to St. John the Baptist, St. John the Evangelist, who were two eminent, and since their time there is represented in every regular and well-governed lodge a certain point, the point representing an individual brother, the circle, the boundary line of his conduct to God